Greetings, everybody. Good to see you all. Just say good morning, good day to you, or blessings, Carbon Q. Hey, D Macro, good to see you. Just greeting each other. Blessings to you, Donna Divine Prepping. And let me see. Hey, Lascious, good to see you. Sorry, my throat's a bit rough, so give me a second. And this mic's gonna pick up every crackle. Okay, so I'm gonna put my blessings, Bougie. Blessings to Renaissance Grandma. Good to see everybody. Let me just get the link ready. I have a few things to talk about, but nothing major, and also open conversation for everybody else who wants to bring up something, well, within reason. Hey, blessings to you, badass. That reminds me of something I want to mention as well, but give me a second here. Copy the link. And I'll try to share my screen to share the articles this week, but I'm not the best at that. So if it doesn't work out, then forgive me in advance. Let me see. Okay. So how's everybody doing this morning? It's a beautiful morning. The sun is shining over here in the window. You can see it in the video. The sun is very bright today. It's not cold yet for those of us in the cold climate, but the fall leaves are down. I think I might take you guys out on my cell phone for a quick field trip into the garden. Greetings to you, Star Homestead, India. And just show you that basically the garden is finished, and to show you what's left. Some of the cold crops, obviously, on my brassicas, but I went up yesterday to look at the top. I haven't been checking it very often because they can take care of themselves. But I saw some powdery mildew on one of the kales, and it's happened before. So I think certain species are just gonna kind of not grow as much of it because it's just too much work. But I dropped the link for those of you who want to step up. But I want to quickly mention, I think it was yesterday, we we're talking in Africans Live about if something goes wrong in a live, like, the chat, the people in the chat definitely will put other people in check. And there was, I think it was last week, not this past week, but last week, I was in Planters Live. Good morning to you, Vision Preparedness. And Planter was talking about, I can't remember exactly, but something, conscious and uplifting. And somebody came in the chat and he was like, well, I'm assuming it was a he because the name looked, I think it was a masculine name, started asking these random questions about democracy and capitalism and all kind of stuff. Greetings, Black's Tropical Machinery. And the man, so I said in the chat, we're kind of talking about gardening right now. So I don't, keep your comments, try to keep greetings, good eats. Keep your comments to like gardening or like what we're talking about. Don't kind of go off on a completely different topic and it doesn't make sense. But I said it, I typed it nicely. Like I chose my words carefully. And when Planter got to the man's comments, he's like, oh well, we're kind of talking about gardening or whatever we're talking about. And then he's like, the man's like, well, I thought it was open conversation. I typed in the chat at this point, yeah, open conversation with what the host has selected to talk about. You don't just come in here willy-nilly and bringing up random topics. So that just made me laugh because it's like people in your chat will keep your the conversation in check because some people come out of the blue. Let me get a sip. Come out of the blue. You haven't seen them in your life ever in life. And that's bringing up these random topics. And you know they're bringing them up because it's going to cause some volatility and drama in the conversation. And then 2 minutes later, they're probably going to be gone and you never see them again. And then now you have all this uproar in your chat. No, ma'am. No, sir. We're not having none of that over here. So it's true. Like the people, all of us in the chats, whatever chats we're in and we're talking, if people come in the chat out of pocket, just, nicely say, not here, not here, not on my watch, not today, because we don't want all kind of disruptions and stuff in the conversations. If they know the host vibe and what they like, they're not going to bring up that nonsense. Uh, let me see here. Did I miss something? Yeah, so you know what's going on. They act like they're innocent and pretend like they're, well, I just want to have a conversation. If you're going to plant your garden, you're not going there to talk about communism and capitalism. Like you're not going over there for that. So go to a channel that does that. Greetings, Lady Soul. Go over there for that. So let's talk about a few things because the morning, will go from us. Hope you have your hot drink and you have a minute to sit down or read the paper or whatever you're doing right now, checking your plants. And we'll go on a little field trip in a bit. But let's talk about what some things are going on in the news. I'm going to try to share my screen, and I hope you can hear me. I put the mic closer. So there's some couple of recalls. So one of them I don't have readily available, but let me just tell you so you guys can look it up. There's a chicken patties at Costco. I think it's pre-cooked chicken breasts in the freezer section. If you look on the Costco website, it is there. They have quite a few things on the list, but this one has a warning that there may be some plastic in these chicken patties. I think it's pre-cooked breaded chicken patties that are in question. So if you have them, check the website and check if your serial number or SKU number is matching that, and you can take it back there and they will give you back your money, or you can exchange it for a new batch. But I don't think anyone has said anything about plastic in it, but there's a concern, so it's a voluntary recall. They also have some other items on their site for recalls. Most of the stuff I saw was like electronics that were faulty, some things that were faulty, and then there was honey, local honey that they had found out did not contain entirely local honey. So if you're very particular about that, you can take it back, but there's nothing wrong with the honey. So we'll see here. Yeah, exactly. You'll have plastic in your process, but maybe there are big pieces that people were choking on. I don't know, but some reason they're going to recall it. So maybe there's nothing wrong with your chicken. Maybe you're fine, but just to be aware. Also, I think last week we mentioned the pine sol recall. So again, check what you have. These were items that were probably purchased in 2021. Check your serial number, your SKU number, pinesolrecall.com. The manufacturer will reimburse you, not the stores. I think it's been too long. So just double check, because most people buy pine salt to disinfect their homes, and then now to find out that you possibly were contaminating your home, that's very dangerous and very concerning, especially if you have people in your home that are immunocompromised. That's not something you want to play around with. So check your local recalls, check the FDA websites for recalls. And again, these are voluntary recalls. They are there's definitely times where things probably should have been recalled and they never were, and we were never warned. So treat your food and anything you ingest with caution. As I said last week, and other people said, like, cut them open when you're eating, check inside. Don't just gobble things down like you haven't eaten in days. Check inside, look at it good, handle it properly, wash them properly, whether they said they've been washed or not, cook them at the right temperature. Some people like to have their meat, blue. This is a thing, but you can't have blue meat if your meat has been mechanically tenderized, because now there's germs that have been from the spikes poked into the meat, and that's very dangerous. So again, know how you're preparing your food based on how the food is packaged and how it's prepped and how it's tenderized. Some of these recalls are years. Yes, exactly. A year, 2 years after the fact, because most people buy things in bulk. You buy your big old tub of pine sol, your big old, and you buy them on sale, you buy multiple ones, you may not use them all right away. So you have them sitting there. And especially those of us, most of us prepping for the future, and you want to get things at good prices, you're stocking up. And it's dangerous. Well, so just be cautious, be mindful, and try to find other solutions to some of these products that we use. Don't wait until another, baby formula shortage and scare and all these things that are happening. Try to find another solution. Even the formula, I think there was a recall somewhere. I can't recall right now, but there was a recall or some issue with things in the formula that were toxic to children. Somebody, if you remember what it is, just type it in the chat. I can't recall it this second, but yeah, you cannot trust anything anymore. You can't. And it's not always that companies are being malicious, but when you have, equipment that's not being sterilized properly, you have employees that are taking shortcuts because they have to meet their quota, and they're understaffed. This is how things kind of fall through the cracks. I don't think, well, I would hope not that people aren't being malicious and intentionally trying to put people's health at risk, but be careful and be diligent. um Homesteading is work, but well worth it. Yes, it is. Ain't no joke. Ain't no joke, because some things, yeah, it's just not worth it. So I'm gonna play a quick clip. Hold on, let me see if I can know how to do this properly. Give me a second. um Present, share screen. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Give me a second. I'm going to turn off the mic. I think if I play, it's going to feedback. So I'm going to turn off my mic first. And then, hey, Planter. Hey, Smoke City. Give me a second to. And Cassandra, I think I see you there too. I'm trying to share my screen. Give me a second. So I'm going to show you a clip on dry shampoo. 1 second. Okay, I think I got it working now. Let me play it. 1 second. I'm not sure. Did you guys hear it? Did it work? The macro, did it work? Did you hear the article? I'm not sure. Did you guys hear it? Did it work? The macro, did it work? I'm playing my video. Maybe it didn't. I don't hear sound in the YouTube. Okay. Did not hear. Thank you. See, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe okay, I'll try it again with the mic on. I didn't want feedback, but hold on. Let me just leave the mic on. Okay, she's not hearing anything. Give me a second here. Let me replay it. I'm new to this, guys. Sorry. I'm trying. When you have your life insurance with a Desjardins agent that works around your schedule and needs. Hold on, it's just a commercial. I mean, it leaves a good impression. Has issued a mass recall of hair products due to the detection of cancer-causing chemical benzene.
The National Health Agency issued a recall Tuesday for certain lots of Bedhead Kiji, Dove, and Tresemme dry shampoo products over the last 2 years. Health Canada says those with the recalled products should stop using them immediately and throw them away following the disposal instructions. Unilever said it is recalling the products out of an abundance of caution. As of October 7th, Unilever has received no reports of injuries due to the products in Canada.
Okay, so that is not just a Canadian recall. From what I saw, it's all over. So those of you who use dry shampoo, let me just go back up the chat. But there's a issue with too much benzene, which is a known cancer-causing ingredient. So for anybody that you know, and I'm sure it's not, well, I shouldn't say that, but it may not just be for the dry shampoo. So you'll have to maybe dig a little deeper when you go onto their web pages. It'll give you some other links as to why benzene is dangerous and so forth. So just go and check it out. But some of these cosmetic and beauty products that we're using are highly toxic, and they are recalling it, quote unquote, out of an abundance of caution. I'm not too sure. Oh, thanks. Don't mute my mic when I share. Okay. I wasn't sure if it would give me feedback. Okay. And again, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure this out. But okay, just greeting each other. Okay, good. Thank you, Cottonwood. I wasn't sure because somebody had feedback one time. I wasn't sure why, so I assumed it was the mic. Maybe not. Okay, so that's what's going on there. I'm not sure. Does anybody here use dry shampoo? Just wondering. Is this did you hear about this already? Yeah, and the disposal instructions are on the packaging. Hey, Triple. Um, and these, I know over here you can't just dump them in the garbage. Well, you shouldn't. I think they want you to take them to the garbage dump for proper disposal of chemicals and like paints. There's a lot of products out there that we use out of convenience, and a lot of issues are also with aerosol products. I believe October was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I watched a movie called What the Health. I think it's What the Health on Netflix. One of the documentaries, because I'm watching so many, and they basically took apart Breast Cancer Awareness Month because a lot of the stuff that they're promoting on their site in terms of the dietary recommendations are items that are known to be causes of cancer. So it was kind of hypocritical. So some of the products that you see in the store that have the red pink ribbon, not red, I'm saying have the pink ribbon on it for breast cancer, a lot of these products are dangerous, are carcinogenics, they're cancer causing, and all kind of endocrine disruptors. And these products are all jumped on the bandwagon of cancer awareness, but some of these products are cancer causing. So we need to, just because you see the pink ribbon on something doesn't mean that, you know, their product is safe, or helps prevent breast cancer, or does not cause breast cancer, because prevention is one term, but causing is something else. And they know how to go under the radar and kind of hide between the lines. But yeah, Fifi, that's scary when you hear you have to dispose. Yes. So then what's in that product that you're putting on your body? You're putting on your scalp, you're putting on your hair, you're putting on it's touching your skin. And your skin's the largest organ that's going to be absorbed right into your system. Okay, so Miss Renaissance, yes, she heard about it. We have to make our own products. That's exactly correct. So those of us who have never made anything, don't know how to make something, don't know where to begin, we can begin by choosing what we purchase and who we purchase it from. Maybe just start by a trustworthy, source. I know Miss Renaissance makes some products, and find people who are making good products and support them. There's some people in the stores, and yeah, it may cost a bit more, but in the long run, you know, heavy carcinogens in these, correct. And they smell nice, they smell good, I'm trying to go through everything that I use on my body and for my hygiene, and for whatever reason, I'm going through them one by one. I can't throw out everything because I have to have a replacement, but I am actively looking for replacements, and I starting with dental. So my toothpaste, my toothbrush, the mouthwash that I use, looking at the ingredients, what's in these things, what can I make myself, or what can I purchase that's of natural quality that's not going to cause me harm, and how can I stock up on these products? Because one second, most of us are trying to prep and be prepared for, you know, not having supplies. If one toothpaste is going to cost me $10, like that's, it's pricey. So how can I, mitigate the high costs and also have enough supply for if something goes wrong with the supply chain? That's why I always end up going buying, the regular toothpaste. You can get them for $1, $1.50. If you want the special whitening, maybe $2. But these natural toothpaste aren't cheap. Let me just go through the chat and see if I missed anybody. If I missed you, my apologies. I think I got everyone. Fifi, Bougie, Donna Divine, Triple, I think Planter, Good Eats, Black Guns and Garden, Lala. I know I got D Macro Lashes. Cassandra. Okay, I think I got everybody, but if I missed you, my apologies. Using baking soda toothpaste is not good. Oh, it's not good? Everyone always swears by it. Hey, Nikki, OCD is chick. I haven't heard that it was bad for you, so that's news to me. Is something wrong with baking soda? Because the one that I have now is charcoal and baking soda. Hey, Erica. So if you guys know something different, share it, and then we can all obviously go research it and check it out. But I thought they swear by baking soda to brush your teeth with. And I know people now are using charcoal. I know people use clove for toothaches and such to like, but that's what's going on with there. And so dry shampoo, the pine sol, and there was something else that was recalled that I'm sorry, I don't recall at this moment. Let me see if it's on my feed. I don't recall it at this moment, but you can if it's anything else that you guys know about recalls this week or this month, let me know. Just mention in the chat. I'll also drop the link down again for those who may wanna come up. Let me see what I missed here. 1 second. Okay, Urban, I have a video of a recipe. Once you buy the ingredients, the supplies last you forever. Okay. Can you tag it in your community page, Cottonwood? Is it on? Can you post it again on your community tab? And then I'll I'll grab it from there. Baking soda is good. Okay, maybe we gotta just look it up, and maybe there's certain circumstances where it's not good. I'm not sure. Oh, I read it wrong. Okay, sorry. Let me go back up. Did I read it wrong? Because maybe my eyes. Is it my eyes? Oh, okay. You're saying use baking soda. Pause. Toothpaste is not good. Okay, not baking soda is not good. Thank you. Okay, so baking soda is good because I have lots of baking soda and I buy baking soda in bulk in the big boxes because it's cheaper, and I use it down my drains with vinegar to clean my sink drains or tub drain. I use it to sometimes clean things and soak them in. I use it to clean my veggies. You can use it to clean your toilet sometimes. Like there's a myriad of things. I use it in my laundry, the baking soda to boost the detergent. There's lots of things that baking soda is good for. So don't skimp on baking soda. And don't buy the regular, buy the big, they have the big boxes, they have them in the big bags as well. In most of the big box stores, in the cleaning section, not the laundry section. You may find the big boxes in where you see your house cleaning products. That's where I buy it from, not the kitchen section, the food section where you get the small little carton. That I mean, buy that for the fridge, for the deodorizing for the fridge, but in terms of cleaning supplies, I buy it by the bulk. Okay, so I'll check out that video, Cottonwood. So everyone, if you can try to change, yeah, the dry shampoos have been recalled. It says in Canada, that's not only Canada, it's across. We don't always hear what's happening in other countries unless you seek out that information. But If it's recalled over here and I'm right next door to you guys, I think it's most likely you better open your eyes and be careful of the dry shampoo. Also, the shampoos and conditioners, like, read the ingredients. I've made a switch to some things. I'm going to finish off what I have because I was already using it. Like, finish off those ones, and anything new is like one particular product. I used to have so much different brands because you rotate and they say your hair gets used to it. Nah, I'm done with that. I don't want any of those sudsy products and all those other stuff they add in to make it seem like it's working, and it's not. It's all an illusion. So look at the ingredients of what's in your toothpaste, your mouthwash. I'm looking at the cream on my face I cream my face with, shampoo, conditioners, just a few things. It can get stressful and overwhelming. Don't get stressed out. Just try to tackle a few products, find a replacement for them, find something that you can afford, maybe find a recipe that you can do, and take it from there. Trying to get some people some love before I late. Okay, thanks. And yeah, I know you were live, but I was sleeping. I was sleeping. I went to bed early last night. That was it for me. And yeah, Bougie buys them in bulk also. Baking soda is very affordable, very easy to get. Well, easy to get now. Who knows how long that's going to be, but buy them in bulk. It doesn't go stale. It's even good to use, I think, if you have insect problem. Like, there's so many recipes that people use baking soda for. So please stock up. Fifi saying, and it's better to use natural products for cleaning. I buy bulk baking soda at BJ's. It's a multi-purpose household cleaner. I've also used it for heartburn in the past too with lemon water. Yeah, people use it for digestion problems. I haven't had to, but yeah, there's a lot of recipes. And again, I'm trying to get some more books to use so that I have them on hand for these recipes. Because if the internet goes down, we're all screwed. Oh, dry shampoo is used if somebody doesn't have time or not going to wash their hair and their hair's a bit greasy, they spray it on their hair and it takes all that grease out. I think people who wear wigs and weaves might use it as well just to get that grease out of it without having to go and wash it. So that's but it's a popular product. The young people, I guess more younger people, when it comes out, they gravitate to these new products. Those of us who are more old school, kind of like, we've lived without it for this long, we're not going to go run and go buy all these new products. Vinegar, yes, exactly. I use vinegar. I use the regular vinegar, and they also have cleaning vinegar, which is double the strength. So I have a bit of both depending on what I'm doing. But yeah, vinegar, I buy that, I buy 3, 4, 5 jugs at a time to make sure I have it on hand. It's very affordable. Just no, you don't have to wash it out. You don't have to wash it out. It's something to kind of absorb the oil on your hair so your hair doesn't look so greasy. Um, I like to avoid shampoos and body washes that have excess amounts of ingredients. Correct, because you're putting that on your skin. And I know it's not easy because there's like, you go to the store, you shop, you buy things on sale. They always have coupons and stuff. But when you start taking a stock of what's in it, it's very dangerous. So, you can't change everything. Like, it's kind of hard, but just pick a couple of things to try to change. And then once you change those things, try a couple of other things and see if you can make products or find somebody who makes products. Somebody who makes products. Sometimes you go to these farmers markets or these they have these markets like Christmas market, or they'll have an Easter, like all these different markets throughout the year, and people will be there selling home handmade soaps, all natural, handmade creams, that kind of stuff. I bought some of the soaps and I'm using them. Mind you, I haven't used them in a while, which is probably part of the problem because they're so expensive. It's like you save it, so Caribbeans like to save things for a special occasion. And it's like I have that bad habit. But yeah, you can buy soap. Let me see what I missed here. Yeah, no, they don't wash it out. It's almost like using a hairspray. And after a while, you would wash your hair, yes, but it gives you more time. It stretches out your time before you have to wash your hair. And that's what they use it for. I guess if you're playing sports and stuff and you're sweaty and you don't want to wash your hair, because if you wash your hair too often, then it can, it depends on your hair texture. These are the products that are available, but just letting you know, if you use them, be careful. There's been a recall and there's stuff. I use baking soda and vinegar to unclog the drain and clear the grease. That's exactly what I use it for. And hey, good to see you, Psalms 146. I've never understood the dry shampoo, but yes, the baking soda is great for teeth. You can really feel the clean after using baking soda. Yes. So I am testing out a toothpaste now. I don't like the taste. I really don't. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. And it seems to be working. I'm going to the dentist today, and I know I'm gonna have my gums bleeding because I don't floss. I haven't flossed properly, and then I floss the last couple of days. I'm like, oh my god, I have to go to the dentist, and then I floss, and then it's still gonna bleed because I haven't been flossing the whole time. So she's gonna say, you're not flossing. I'm like, I know. So also good for bedridden people. Oh, the bake. Yes, and that's why I also use. I don't know if it's good to use, but I was using it cornstarch. So when my mom was bedridden, I used cornstarch um on the back, so you don't get bed sores on, all over in the rolls and stuff. When you're a bigger person, you don't want to get sores and stuff, and the sweat. And they also have quote unquote baby powder, like the same companies that sell baby powder. They sell the one that says cornstarch. I don't use talcum because I think everyone should know by now. Hopefully, you know that talc is toxic and poisonous and dangerous, and whatever the word is, it's not good for you. Um, don't use talc, but they do have products out there by the same companies that make quote unquote baby powder that says cornstarch. So those should be better. I believe it's just cornstarch with some fragrance in it, but just good old regular cornstarch so that people don't get bed sores, because that's you don't want that. And after seeing people in the hospital, the doctors and stuff aren't doing that. It's the family who's coming and making sure that I made sure that my mom was powdered up and all the different stuff, because they're not doing that. And they only treat you when you have a problem, when you get the sores. And by that time it's too late. It's who wants bed sores? So that's very good as well. But yeah, bake all of that. Very affordable. It's not dangerous. If you wear braids, dreads, twists, use dry shampoo a lot. Okay, they may use it. I never used, well, it wasn't around when I was heavy with the braids. I was using like the sheen spray and the braid spray. Yeah. Well, don't use it then, Lashes. Since you're not using it, don't use it, please. People are saying hello. So hello to everybody who's come in since I've started talking, and those who are hiding in the bushes. There's a lot of you hiding in the bushes. Okay, so I'm just gonna make your own shampoo bars and hand soap. Yeah, shampoo does not have to be a liquid that you pour out. It could be a bar of soap. And there's, I think, what's that company name? Dr. Brenner's soaps can be used for like bathing, laundry, washing your hair, washing dishes. Like they can be used for anything. So if you don't want to make your own, there are companies out there who've been around since before I was even a seedling, and they're still around making natural products. And sometimes they have them at Costco or some big box stores where you can get, buy two, buy three, you get a good bundle deal. Try that out. I think it's cheaper to buy it that way. The natural products be like $20. Yeah, exactly. They're very expensive. So sometimes I go to the store and just read the ingredients of the natural stuff. Oh, do we have a troll, guys? Did somebody take them out? Probably you did, but I'll block them in the StreamYard app as well. Oh, a error occurred. Okay, so they're already gone. Okay. Oh, that reminds me. Sorry, I forgot to put subscriber modes. Let me just do that now because I forgot. Give me a second. I know. So I think African had a problem yesterday, and it was a big problem. So I don't want to have to deal with that. So bots were coming in and causing a lot of problems. I don't even know how to do it, guys. How do you make it subscriber mode only? I think it's I have to go to the studio. 1 second. Because there's some people in these streets who just like to cause problems. I don't even know how to do it. Someone's going to have to tell me how to do it. I don't know what I'm doing. If someone could walk me through it, you're going to have to help me because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't remember how to do it. I haven't done it before. I look it up online. But yeah, already, exactly. I forgot. I meant to do that before, and I completely forgot to make sure that it was... Take care, Sheena. Thanks for popping through. Have a good rest. And hey, LG. I don't think I've seen you before. Good to see you. It's very expensive, so that's why I go there, look at the ingredients, figure out what they use, and then and then start looking at recipes. But yeah, it's not cheap. They're monopolizing. Hey, Tori's Brain Games. I only use natural products in my dreads, and a lot of the products we use, I think we use too many products. I think we're product saturated. Everything's a product. Let me see. Someone sending me help. Oh, tips on how to put it on. Give me a second. To put it on subscriber mode. Okay, let me see if I can figure this out. Sandra, living a full life. Good to see you. Moving around the house and listening. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm kind of skipping people in the chat. I'm sorry. Yep. Soon as he popped up, I blocked. Okay, thank you. Exactly. These people don't sleep. They just like if people want porn, they can find it. It's not hard to find. Like it's just I don't know why you're advertising something that's so obvious and easy to get to. It's just, I find it hilarious. Like if people want it, trust me, they'll find you. Don't call me. I'll call you, right? Okay. I think yeah, they were posting fat. Yeah. And I meant to do it and I forgot this morning when I did it because when I set it up in StreamYard, I don't think it lets you whatever. So, anyways, give me 1 second to get myself sorted out because I'm just all over the place now. 1 second. I'm trying to figure out how to put on subscriber mode only now before this gets out of hand. So let me go to my channel and just see if I can figure this out quickly. Someone sent me the description of how to do it. Because we don't want that to happen here. So how do I edit it? I don't think I want to figure this out right away because I'm looking. Oh, edit. Okay, I think I got it. Someone said edit. I think my Wi-Fi is slow though. Okay, so I'm in the Give me a second, guys. I think I'm almost figuring it out. Is it on permissions? Hold on. Someone sent me. From your live stream, click edit, click live chat. Give me a second here. I don't see live chat on this option, guy. Hold on. Hold on. Show more, maybe. I don't see live chat on here for me to change anything, so I don't know what more. I don't know. I can't see it, guys. So I can't change it. I'm sorry. I don't know. Okay, so who did I miss? Hopefully they don't come back. I have to figure that out after. I don't know. Hey, Journey with Kiki. And anybody that I missed, because I wasn't looking at the chat. I was trying to figure out something which I can't figure out. Okay. And mods, if you want to drop your link, just type #urban. Mods, you don't have to work so hard. They can type in #urban if they want to drop their link. For those of you who are new here, that option is still available. And yeah, some people are shy, I guess. But yeah, drop #urban throughout the chat. I cannot find it, guys. So how to stop. So let me go to the next article. Then there's another article that's not new, but I have the first version. There is an update to it, which we'll talk about. Hopefully you guys know about it. Let me add my screen back to this stream. And this is the story, which you may have already heard about. And I'll give you the update after. Let me play it again because someone just messaged me it wasn't loud enough. So hold on, let me try it again.
Just getting an update from Independence, that is, on a deadly shooting that happened this afternoon at a gas station. Now, a spokesperson for the Kansas City, Missouri Fire Department is confirming to KNBC 9 News that an off-duty firefighter was the victim in this shooting. Police are telling us that 2 people are in custody.
Now, they arrived on the scene about 2:30 this afternoon at the Road Star gas station. This is off 40 Highway and South Sterling Avenue. And tonight, the fire department is not yet releasing the victim's name until the family is notified.
Okay, so I think you guys heard it the second time. Okay, good. Someone's giving me the feedback while I'm so that you can hear it. So that was the original story. Let me find the update to the story. You may have already heard this story. So just if you guys have heard it, you can just put a 1 in the chat if you already heard this story. It's kind of important for those of you who are firearms owners and you carry, whether you conceal carry or open carry, to understand the different laws in the states. Mute myself. Sorry. Not hearing. Okay, no, I think it was me. The volume was low. So the second time, was it fine? I think you guys heard this. Okay, yeah, it was me. The volume on YouTube was too low. Okay, you guys, 222. Okay. I think that means you. Okay, so you heard the story before, I think. So the update to the story is this. Let me just get this one queued up. And then I'll add it to the stream. Let me make sure the volume is up. And let me let the commercial pass. Hold on. Let me get the add to the stream. And then we can discuss it once you guys see the update.
We're at the Liquorland at 40th and Sterling. Tonight, the business is back up and working as normal operation. The family, though, of Anthony.
Sorry, the Wi-Fi.
Have lots of questions tonight. Meanwhile, we have cell phone video of the scene the day that it happened. It's hard to watch. We won't show you the very worst of it.
Sorry, guys. If you don't want to watch this part, just turn your head away and just listen. But I didn't warn you guys. But this is what happened on the incident. So just if you're uncomfortable, just turn your head.
Cell phone video captures the end of a long altercation. One witness says it lasted about 10 minutes. Police say before this, there was an argument between two men inside the store. A witness says 23-year-old Javon Taylor insulted a female cashier and that 41-year-old Anthony Santee stood up for her. Police say Taylor retrieved a gun from his car and the two men got in a fight inside the store. The fight ended outside. This video captures the end. The gun is in the woman's hand, and she's demanding Santee let Taylor go. She fires one fatal round.
Everybody lost such an amazing person, and I know that he's up there. He had a huge heart.
Sean Brockhausen was a close friend of Santee.
I didn't always get a chance to spend as much time with him as I definitely wanted to. It's heartbreaking.
Friends are not sure why Santee was in Independence, but they say it was normal for Santee to do what he believed to be right.
Stood strong with his beliefs, always give a helping hand, loved everybody, and a huge animal lover.
They say he loved exercising, yoga, and boating. He spent time with his dog Donald, his daughter, and friends. He was all about being at peace, helping others, and having a good time.
He was always fun to be around, had a huge heart.
Earlier today, we're at Kansas City Fire Station number 15. That is where Anthony Santee worked there. They have the flag at half-staff in his honor. Meanwhile, loved ones have set up a GoFundMe account to help support his relatives. I posted the link on my KBC Facebook page. Live in Independence, Brian Johnson, KBC 9 News.
Okay, let me take that off the. Okay, so what happened? Okay, so what happened was there was an altercation at a gas station. Hey, hands in the dirt, I see you there. There was an altercation at a gas station. I think that was the first video. They didn't, and the girlfriend of the I don't even know how to. They're both victims. The girlfriend of the guy that was in the chokehold was telling the firefighter to let go, screaming, I guess he had the guy in a chokehold, and I guess the guy was basically losing oxygen, couldn't breathe, and he's probably going to either die or pass out or both. And whatever the reason for the fight, and it went outside. I don't know why the firefighter wouldn't let go and just let it go, because I don't think you can arrest. I don't think he has a right to make an arrest. So let's just talk about the facts of the case. I don't think correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think a firefighter has the right to make an arrest. And I don't think insulting a cashier is an arrestable offense. It's rude, it's disrespectful, but I don't think that's something to make an arrest for. So I don't know what words were said and what happened, but they got into a physical altercation. And at that point, the girlfriend is seeing the tail end of it. So what do you think about the facts of the case? If you are seeing somebody in a chokehold and they cannot breathe and they probably will die, what are the options? What were her other options? Or that was her option. She's pleading with him. She was fighting him, punching the guy. Let go, let go, let go. I think she said, I don't know if you guys could hear, I got kids in the car. I have kids in the car, because the kids were in the back seat of the car, and they're seeing this. So that's what I was thinking. Why was he fighting somebody? Exactly. Why was he fighting somebody? Maybe the guy was mad disrespectful and he needed, and then he got involved to defend the cashier from what they said. But somewhere along the line, it just got, ego got involved, and he couldn't let go, or he wouldn't let go of the guy's neck, because you can see the guy was definitely subdued. He didn't have any. He was kicking his legs, but he didn't have any move. The firefighter had him pinned. And for what purpose, I don't even know. And if someone's girlfriend is punching, like, let go, let go. I don't know. I've seen most times like they kind of like let go and squash the beef. I don't know what happened or why. But she fired a shot. But let's there must be have been some misunderstanding. Yeah, there's definitely the whole fight was a misunderstanding in terms of you're fighting to defend somebody else, but then now you're choke holding. Like, I think we need to discuss, I guess, how far involved we get in other people's fights. So I'm trying to be careful with, be respectful. I don't think, you're not praising or celebrating anyone's passing, but you get involved in somebody else's fight. You're defending somebody's honor. And I'm sure words were said. That was fine. I don't know who threw the first punch or who did whatever. I don't know. But at this point, it doesn't matter. You're now fighting. You are winning the fight. As far as I see, the firefighter definitely had an edge. Why was it not feasible for him just to let him go? What was the end game in this physical fight? What was the end game? And that's what we have to talk about, because sometimes we're in it and we're not thinking because we're just so enraged and like, who does he think he's talking to? Like, even road rage. Who do you think you are? And then before you know it, your logic is out the window, down the street, down the gully, and all you're walking through is pure rage and just anger. That's not a good place to be. So she's pounding on him, punching him, just talking about the end of the altercation when they're on the floor outside the gas station. She's saying, let go, let go. I have kids in the car. What does it take for us to calm ourselves down and to, like, what was he going to do holding on to him? What was the purpose of that? He should have handled that better without fist fighting. Correct. But then he ended up in the fist fight. He ended up on the ground. Okay. Why didn't they let go? I am unclear about the facts, but I think a warning shot or shooting a non-lethal shot part first. Okay, so the girlfriend had a gun. And I don't know exactly. So if she saw that the boyfriend was now passed out, let's say, I don't know. This is all conjecture. I wasn't there. I don't know what was discussed in the ruling, but she's not being charged. So obviously these things were discussed. And maybe it's public record. For those of you who can look it up, you can look it up. But let's say she saw him passed out and the life was fleeting from his body. Was it a warning shot? Maybe a bat? I don't know if she had a bat to hit the guy, in the back to kind of let him let go. What's a warning shot? Is a warning shot a non-lethal shot, or is a warning shot shooting, somewhere else, shooting a tree? You're not actually aiming at the person. What is considered a warning shot? Because I'm just, I don't know how this thing would play out in court. I got petty. It got petty, exactly, and convoluted. So there was no, and even though fine, he didn't let go, we have to now go to the next stage. Was a one shot that was fatal? Was that, I guess she was trying to get him off. She physically tried to. She was screaming. She was punching. Nobody was really helping her, as we could see. I don't know what options she had. I don't know if she's trained to use a firearm and she has safety. I don't know any of that. We just saw what we saw and we're trying to dissect it. Hard to say, because if it's my husband in a chokehold, I may draw. That's why when you're a carrier, you have to be careful. Drawing is my last resort. I may quicker pick up a rock. Correct. Now, I'm not judging this lady. I don't know. As again, she was obviously frazzled, desperate, at her wit's end, but we need to dissect these things, because if we don't dissect them, we may do the same thing, or we may not learn a better way of doing it. Either way, someone died and someone is going to jail. Well, the woman is not going to jail. She's not being charged, because in Missouri, they dissected the case and it was deemed as self-defense. The boyfriend now, not funny enough, I believe it was his firearm and it was not legal or something along those lines. Don't quote me on that part. But he was arrested for another issue not related to the fight with the fire person, the firefighter. He was arrested for another reason. I think the firearm may have been licensed or something. Temperance is yes. So she wasn't, I don't think the girlfriend was she's not carrying. She knew the gun was there and she took it out because she had no other options. The man wasn't listening. The man was just like, I think the man would end up killing the other guy because you can't go without air for that long. And, he was just not letting go. I don't know what in his mind, what the end game was. I think that's why, I think, sorry, this thing's in my eye. I think that this is why people stand by and not do anything when issues happen to others. If you step in, it can be problematic or death. True. If you stand by, you're a coward. It's a crazy, exactly. So, it's an unfortunate situation, but was the law implemented correctly based on the girlfriend's point of view, what she was trying to do to stop the fight, separate, and she had no other option, and she felt that the boyfriend maybe could have been passed out already, or his life was timing out. Was the law enacted correctly in this situation? Self-defense, was the self-defense applied correctly? Let me just catch up. We all mean well in the beginning, but when communication goes left and reason flies out the door, yeah, we got to get ourselves back into focus when we go left for your behavior. Correct. Yes, a warning shot is a non-lethal according to my training. And okay, so anything. So if I shoot, I shouldn't use that word. If somebody fires at his leg, that would have been a non-lethal shot and a warning and a quote unquote warning shot. I guess, yeah, I guess she didn't have to aim for his, I guess this goes back to if this man was carrying and his girlfriend had access to that firearm, then it's important that everybody gets proper training, because maybe her reaction would have been a lot more different and controlled had she had some more training. Shooting in the air would be a warning, but that shot could come back. Exactly. That's why I'm afraid of all that, all that stuff in the air and all that stuff comes back down, right? And somebody else innocent might get hurt. How crazed was he that he didn't want? That's what I'm saying. I know people are talking about how great of a person he is, but in that instance, I don't know if he's just he dug his heels in and he wouldn't let go. And maybe he didn't see that she was armed, but I think you could see that. I don't know if he was paying attention that, she's kind of holding a gun saying like, stop, stop, stop. And I don't think she really wanted to fire, because you can see her body language. That's not what she wanted to do. She was trying to get him just to let go and get off of her boyfriend. But, so Triple saying never fire a warning shot. And this is what we need to understand and know and dissect, because, the anger and the rage in him was a lot. As we can see, he would not let go. The woman saying, I got kids in the car, must be the man's kids. And this person is won't let go. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, what's your end game? He didn't insult you. He insulted a lady that you don't know. You're trying to be, I don't know, come to her rescue. Sometimes you gotta know when to just walk away, just let it go. Oh, then they start insulting you. Oh, you're nothing. You ain't ish. Maybe I'm not ish, and just walk and move along, because the fact that you're getting that angry, it's nothing to do with the person you're defending. That's now about you. Something in you got triggered, and as a result, his girlfriend, now is involved in an argument that was between two men, because one of them guys just wouldn't. I don't know. And maybe that guy who was in the chokehold has a foul mouth and was saucy and thought he could just run up his mouth, and the firefighter was like, not today. You know, again, sometimes you need to just stop with the foul mouth and stop shooting up and saying comments, and because some people don't take words lightly, they'll pop off. Let me see here. I'm no expert, but maybe she wasn't capable of aiming an extremely. Exactly. I don't think she was trained. I don't think she didn't seem like she was. I don't think to me she didn't seem like to have the stance of somebody who's trained. That's why you should always have a secondary non-lethal form of defense. Pepper spray, then transition. Exactly. That's why, the videos that Black Guns and Gardens has been putting out have been helping me. He's been giving us other options for non-lethal. Maybe even just a good old baseball bat would have solved the problem, because his back was to her. Conk on the back of the neck, conk on his back, a couple of conks, he would have let go. I don't think he would have hit a woman. So maybe by that time she would have stopped. But then I'm just thinking in my mind, would that now encourage the guy to take the bat and then make this fight go further? Like, I don't know. But hopefully it would have just squashed the beef right then and there. But somebody has to stop. This is the point. If somebody doesn't stand down, it's only going to keep going in a negative direction. I understand it's her right, but I can't imagine taking a life in that manner. It also has a lot to do with the laws in that state. She was standing her ground. She was standing her ground, yes, but because the case is it's not tricky, but she wasn't under attack. She was trying to prevent her boyfriend from being killed in her mind at that time, based on how the judge and the people reviewed the case. And was there imminent danger? Because she was trying to stop the guy from the chokehold. If the guy stopped the chokehold, I think it would have been fine. If it was just like punches and thumps and kicks, I think it wouldn't have gone. But the chokehold, the guy couldn't get air and he wouldn't let go. And basically, you won. Like, as far as I'm concerned, you won the fight. You've won it. You pinned him. Down for the count. All right, you won. But he wouldn't let go. So they're looking at it through her mindset and also the mind of the law. Great topic. I enjoy being here. Okay, take care, Journey with Kiki. We need to know, and you all need to know, because hey, David. No, I don't know about married. Her boyfriend got into a fight with a guy, firefighter, off duty, and it went left. Hold on. Okay. Let me see here. I believe that's the case. She could have. Exactly. She could have hit her boyfriend. So if, based on the law, it was classified as self-defense because she believed, and from what we see, her boyfriend was in imminent danger. If there was not a video clip of the incident, I don't necessarily know if they would have deemed it self-defense. But when you see something in action, then you can kind of get a better understanding. As we can see, nobody came in to defend or to say, like, stop. Mind you, would you get involved? As Carbon said, like, really? You get involved in other people's fights, and before you know it, you're the one in the ambulance. So it's not really worth it to, like, mind your own business. But the girlfriend's now involved. She's frantic. She had access to a gun. And I don't think she really knew how to use it. She just knew that life, imminent danger. His life is threatened. He's going to die. He's not getting air. It's been going on. She's been pleading and pleading and pleading with the guy. And the timeline was indicated in the video, but I don't know how long it was. But it was long enough that, unconsciousness could happen. And they wouldn't stop. It wouldn't stop. Yeah, the law, exactly. So you're saying that she was yeah. Her kids are seeing this. She doesn't want them to see the father getting killed. Oh, I probably can't say that word either. Getting eliminated. So she was in a rock and a hard place. But it's very important that we have the proper training, because if somebody else if you are a firearm carrier, but somebody else ends up using your firearm to protect you, you know, they need to know how to use a firearm. They need to know how to handle, disputes, how to handle a situation. If they're going to have access to that firearm, you all need to be getting training. Period. If the kids were in the car, I don't know why she had the firearm so willy-nilly. Like was it just in the car? I don't know. I'm just hopefully it was in a proper secured area in the car. But the law seems to have been applied correctly with the footage that it was um she believed that his life was in jeopardy. She tried non-lethal methods in terms of punching him, kicking him, pounding, pleading, but they probably needed some more methods, and that just gets me thinking I'm trying to get other methods, some non-lethal methods even here. You're not allowed to carry, but you have to have these options available because if she's there minding her own business, probably waiting in the car for him to bring back some Doritos and some chocolate, and they're going to go on their merry way. I'm interested to know what he said to the cashier that caused the other person to react physically to get like that. Exactly. And in my mind, I'm sure it was like he was rude to the cashier. Then the guy said, "Don't talk to the woman like that. That's disrespectful. Who you think you're talking to? Blah, 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 blah. F, F, F. Beep, beep, beep. Who you talking to, little boy? Talk to a man like that. Talk to a grown man like that. Oh, okay, I'll talk to you like that." Then he talked to the grown man and then tom, 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 kick, kick. And then before you know it, the testosterone's flowing and war broke out. It's and that's what I'm saying. It left being about the cashier and ended up being about the testosterone. Let me see what I missed now. Yes, we have to work on that. So, I'm not judging anybody. It's an unfortunate situation. It's really, but at the same time, if you're in a situation, if you're the firefighter and you're dominating and you won, are is your mind set that you know when to let go? You can just squat and move on. Had he let go, but you see, now in my mind, I'm wondering, had the firefighter let go and walked away, would that young man have taken his firearm now and it gone to another direction? Because now he has I don't know. Now all these things are playing in my mind, like what could have, should have happened. The point is that within the gas station, before it rolled outside, you have to try to squash it and end it. Exactly, and avoid conflict from the get-go. Because either way, that young man, even though he may have deserved it, has a foul mouth, let's say, he had a firearm, whether it was legal or not. And you're already at a disadvantage, even though you're a firefighter, because he has a firearm. And maybe that man didn't have a problem shooting a firefighter in front of his kids, but the girlfriend had a problem with her boyfriend being killed, being eliminated in front of her kids. Like, there's two sides to this. Both sides are very problematic. She wasn't, because exactly, I'm telling you, I'm like, she's holding it willy-nilly and she just she wasn't her stance. I'm like, okay, I don't think she knows how to use this thing very well. I have been in several situations where I was pleading for help or unconscious, and the bystanders didn't do anything to help, not even call an ambulance. Sometimes doing nothing is the worst thing you can do. Well, not calling an ambulance, that's horrible. Uh Let me see. I must have missed something. So, I'm not sure. I don't know if I missed something in context. Okay, let me see what Fifi's saying. Or sorry, Cassandra. I think that the firefighter was affected by hero syndrome, like a lot of first responders. That could be it as well too. That's what they're not trained to do. Okay. And that caused a very volatile situation. someone running their mouth is not about no, it's not a bodily threat to you. But remember, I think we're talking about, I think it was yesterday or someone's live. We were talking about someone's mouth isn't a bodily threat to you, but some people don't take words lightly. Like when they say words incite violence, they're not joking because some people can say some stuff and that's it. No matter how calm the person was, the war is on and they're going to take you out because of what you said. And yes, oh, I remember growing up, they say sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. And you would say that, nah, 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 nah. That's the biggest lie I've heard ever in life. That's a lie. Words do hurt people. That's why a lot of what's going on is going on because of words that have been spoken on people or to people or insulting people, and they're not having that. I wish several men would have stepped in. Yeah, all they needed to do was separate them. And I don't know. It's a very, you missed the article, David. I guess if you came in late, you missed. I played 2 clips and we're discussing the clips. So you'd have to just check that story. I'm not sure if you're lost about the story or lost about, yeah, you missed the article that I shared. So yeah, just think about it, guys. Think about it and see where you can learn from this story and how to apply it to yourself, how to maybe, de-escalate a situation and calm it down, how to calm yourself down. Because yeah, I think Cassandra's right. Like that firefighter, I'm not trash talking anybody, so take things in context because people like to twist. I don't think, it's unfortunate. Sorry to see that what happened, but part of what was happening was that because he wouldn't let go and let go of the chokehold, it really escalated it because now a third person is involved, the girlfriend, trying to separate or trying to end the altercation. It's not ending. She's getting frazzled and other people now are involved and it went even more left. And I think all she wanted to do was to just let him stop the chokehold. I don't really think, and I don't think anyone who saw it thinks she was really wanting to use lethal force. Seems like a power trip to me on the firefighter's part because maybe now the guy may have not been correct in the way he spoke to the firefighter. Maybe he said some stuff and got things stirred up, but she should. That's what we're talking about. No, she's not charged. It was self-defense. And you have to, you have to see the video, David. The state has a self-defense clause and they applied it. Did I miss you? Yeah, exactly. So Triple said something. Let me see if I miss a previous comment. Maybe I missed it. Back in the days when men fought, other men step in and break them up once they see it going too far. Not bust a shot. Different times, exactly. Different times. And I know it's different times, but we can still try to behave more reasonably. And part of the reasonableness is not, pointing to somebody else. Oh, it's them. It's not them. It's us. Because the behavior the firefighter displayed could have easily been any of us. And if you say, oh, I would never do that, you're a damn liar. If under the wrong circumstances, that could have been you too. If somebody really pissed you off, you lost your head, you lost your cool, we can all get there. So that's not all point fingers and, no, not pointing fingers, but how do we get ourselves out of that? That's all I'm trying to say. We all know our trigger points, or maybe we don't. We should probably learn our trigger points. How can we get ourselves back into that sane mind when we've been pushed over the edge? That's all I'm trying to get us to think about. I think the law was applied correctly in this situation, but it's still a fine line and correct. Somebody's life was lost, but it takes 2. How can we, if we're in that situation, not let it end in a loss of life? And some of it is somebody has to stand down. Not always, but in this situation, it was a simple fight about nothing to do with either of them. Somebody got mouthy with somebody else. He was, coming to the defense, and then look what happened. Let me see what LG is saying. A com a comment on society to train your daughters to defend and protect themselves too. Too often, women are taught to rely on a man to protect them and are left defenseless. That's correct. Sometimes you're not going to have a man there to defend you. A lot of people in the live right now don't have a man to defend them. They're maybe single, divorced, whatever the case is, and you have to protect yourself. Hey, broke farmer, you have to protect yourself. And we've been talking about this. Whoops, I keep knocking the mic for weeks. In terms of, you may think it's all fun and games. It's not fun and games. Loss of life is loss of life, and it's very traumatic. It's a very, it's not an easy experience. And sometimes, as we saw in the video clip, if you saw it, people don't know what else to do. They've tried what they thought would have worked. It didn't work. They haven't had situational awareness training. They see their kids there screaming and crying. Like, we don't know all that happened because we didn't hear all the different perspectives. We just saw the one vantage point, and that was it. We need to just keep practicing our preps, as Bougie says, and keep practicing situational awareness. We don't know what's going to happen. And I remember one time this guy cut us off on the highway, and we were hot. We're coming in hot. So we came in hot. The man was like, yo. And my sister was like, yo. And I was like, yo. We come to my sister. I don't need to know the story. When she's like popping off, I'm just popping off too. Because I'm like, okay, I'm backing you up. Whether you're right or whether you're wrong. I don't have time to figure out. I'm backing her up. And the guy was, and my dad was in the car. And my dad was just so calm. He's like, he's in his 80s. Like, well, young man, you were in the wrong. You're the one who was in the wrong. You went this, that, and the 30, and you cut off, and your lane had ended, and you had no business doing that, calmly. And the guy was just like, oh. Because my dad wasn't yelling at him. He was speaking to him. And sometimes that happens in an argument. You do get hot. I get, and there needs to be somebody who's more calm and reasonable. Like, no, this is the facts of the situation. This is what happened. And no, you're in the wrong. And the thing to do is just to own it and apologize. What if the guy threatened the firefighter's life while they were inside? I don't know. You see, I don't know. But the key factor is that the firefighter, and again, I'm not blaming. We're having it's conjecture. The goal is you want to both go home alive. You both want to go home. But the key is that if the firefighter's life was threatened, the hold that he was doing was not a hold. Again, if you guys know, is not a hold that to pin somebody down while you're waiting for the police to arrive. That hold was not and sometimes we don't have to, even if the life was threatened, let the person go, get the license plate, run and hide. I don't know, but it got escalated, and then other people got involved, which was the girlfriend. And now she has to make a decision. And it's sad all around. But it's very difficult. But yeah, that's all she was trying to do. And based on the law, and they analyzed the data, it was self-defense. It wasn't premeditated. It wasn't her first. You have to remember, I think even Triple Threat always says, like, something happens when they come into your home, you got to call the police, your life is in jeopardy, and there's a whole process that you have to go through and you have to do. And in this situation, in the video clip, she didn't run for the gun first. As you guys could see, she didn't even aim the gun at the guy and threaten the person with the gun at all. She tried other things before to get him to let go and squash it and end the physical altercation. So that probably didn't even know he was. No, exactly. He didn't even know. Yeah, they're just saying that now. We're saying that now, but I can tell, and again, it's my opinion. She wasn't going there looking for to go and do that, just to go and fire the boyfriend's firearm. She was trying to get him just to let go. She was pleading, fighting. She was on him. So any judge can see that she did not just go and use the firearm. So when you're talking about a self-defense clause and what her behavior showed in the video, and it's not her video, it's a random person recording, in my opinion, it meets the definition and the requirements of the self-defense clause. Again, I'll have to go through it and read it. This is the state of Missouri now, or yeah, Missouri. That's it met the law. That was not her first reaction, was to plow plow pew pew. She was trying to, like, just stop, and she was yelling directly in the man's ear, like, stop, let go, and he would not let go. So now we're trying to say, well, she shouldn't have fired a firearm. What other option did she have? Now, think of it from a person, not from your level where you're fire trained, certified, and you have, 50 million firearms in your house, and you have a rack, and some of you have a whole nice, supply. A regular person whose boyfriend happens to have a firearm, and maybe you don't even want to use it, or you don't even like it, but now you're left with it because you see that his life is on the line. Was that self-defense? And that's the thing about the law. You have to understand the law, the letter and the language in the written law itself, and you also have to understand what the person was experiencing at the time, and put yourself in their shoes. And was it what she did reasonable under the circumstances? People's past play a big part as well. Some people grow up in abusive homes, seeing moms get beat up on the regular, grows up and it is a trigger to see another woman being abused. You're correct. Exactly. It is a trigger. It could be a PTSD. Yep, I see you saying PTSD. We don't know. And we have to know our triggers, because it's not that it's wrong. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. We all have triggers. We all have a past. We all have experiences. We all have trauma. But when somebody's pleading with you to stop, and you can't stop, we have to look within to figure out why we could not stop. As well as seeing Black men being on the daily is trauma. Yeah, when you're in a violent community and you're seeing that, it's a messed up, definitely messed up. And that exactly, you are exactly pointing out what a judge or a jury or a panel would be doing when they're analyzing the facts of the case in a non-judgmental, non-partisan way. This is the law. Now they're looking at what happened. How can we apply the law to the situation? Hey, Ms. D. Never say never exactly, you don't know. I never say, hey, Hudson, I'm missing a lot of people. I think people are in the bushes or coming in. Thanks, Hudson. Thanks for popping in. Thank you. Appreciate it. So this is a point of life. There's no right. There's no wrong. It just is. There's a lot of difficult situations. It's not easy to judge or dissect. And when I say judge, I don't mean judgmental, like judge the facts of the case and make a determination. It's not an easy thing to do. In my opinion, I think the law was applied correctly. I don't think it's easy. I don't think it's loss of life happened. That's the end of it. And that's not the end goal for any of us. We all want to go home and want others to go home to their families. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And based on what I saw, based on the situation, based on the person, the lady, she did try. It's not perfect, but she tried to have it end, and nothing was working. And I think she was even pleading, like looking at people, like, with her hands, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? And no one stepped in, and I wouldn't step in. I'm gonna step in with two men fighting, not a good plan. I'm gonna step in with the girlfriend with a firearm in her hand, not a good plan. And maybe someone called the police. Maybe that's what they could do. They said, okay, I'll call the police. Oh, it's okay, Angela Garden. It's okay. Good to have you though. Thanks for popping through. We're talking about a video that I played earlier. I'll show it's that's not the video. It was off-duty firefighter shot and killed in Independence, Missouri, Kansas, Missouri. There was two clips that I played of the incident, and then the other clip when they're showing that there's no charges laid and why. And we're just discussing the case and the law. And it's not about celebrating loss of life. We're just talking about the law as best we can as just, regular people. And if the law was applied correctly based on what we saw and the circumstances that we've seen in the article mentioned or in the video clip. And, we all have an opinion. That's fine. We all have a right to our opinion. And that's how, that's our right. Correct. She screamed for a while. And that's what we need to understand. Yep, you're right. When you match energies, it's very dangerous. People can get hurt. So she did try, and we have to understand it based on the skills that she had and the circumstances that she was in. And as we can obviously see, she's not trained. I don't think she has any training for firearms in this life. Her stance, everything. That's probably me. I'll probably just be like, and so I'm not judging because I don't know. You don't have the training. Chokehold will put you to sleep. David saying exactly, and she was probably concerned that he was going to die, and he probably would have died because there's only so long you can go without oxygen. And she did try to stop the fight, and it, I don't want to blame anybody, but we saw the video and the point has to be made clear. She tried to stop the fight. She pleaded with him to let go of the chokehold. And if he wanted to get the police there, he could have still loosened the chokehold so that the guy could get some air. And you're talking about in a climate. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't Missouri the place? You have to know the time, the place exactly. Carbon's talking about people who have traumas, people who've seen things in the news. Like, you have to put yourself in that place. And she did not have many options, and she tried what she could, and it didn't work. Okay, so let's see what else was in my news feed. Something else popped into my news feed, but I don't have it. No problem, Carbon. I know it's hard to walk. Even when I'm not walking and typing, the autocorrect does some foolishness and makes up a whole thing that I didn't say. So it's okay. But thanks for being in the conversation. But yeah, yeah, you're right, broke. They could have. I don't know. I'm getting all these messages today. My goodness, I guess it's like nonstop messages. So that's what's happening, guys. Yeah, you know, broke. Exactly. You see it. Because in that moment, I don't think you weren't on duty and your behavior may not have been in promotion for your job that you're doing. Hey, Hardneck Farms, Hardneck. Sorry, my eyes, guys. Sometimes they're really just Hardneck Farms. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I think it's the first time I'm seeing you in the chat. So that's the first part. I need to. Yeah. When you rewind the video, anyone who missed the video, if you watch the replay, you can see what I played. I talked about some other things, and I got to this topic. And thanks, LG. Thanks for popping through. Appreciate it. And yeah, you'll see the video clip. I hope it's all done in fair use. If I didn't say that before, it's all fair use. all the rights belong to the owner of that material. Never medical or financial advice. It's just for entertainment purposes only. So that applies to this video. Also, there's one more thing I want to bring up, but I'll drop the link down if people want to just pop in and say hey. Okay, so that's back in there. There's another thing that came up again, back to the children. Something else happened to a child this week. I do want to bring it up. It came on my feed this morning, actually. Just give me a second. Okay, so just give me an update on what's some information. Okay, So it was on YouTube. It came on my feed, but let me just find it so I can see if I can bring it up on my history. Give me a second. And we were talking last week about the kids being scared and by a staff member. Okay, let me just catch up with the chat before I go to the next topic. I think there's just some No, it's not a green light pass, David. Again, you'll have to rewind and watch the video. Different states have different laws. And exactly, you have to know, as Triple always says, you need to know the laws for your states. Yeah, you got to watch the video so you'll see in context. Then it'll make more sense. And sorry, yeah, exactly. It doesn't get media coverage. Either way, you have to know your rights. Many of you are firearm carriers, and you need to know your rights, because depending on how the situation plays out, whether it's an attack against you personally or your loved one, somehow you get involved or you're brought into a situation, you need to understand your rights. You need to understand how each step and each reaction that you bring into the situation can affect you after in terms of your legal case, and also how each thing that you do or choose not to do can either escalate or de-escalate a situation. And words have power. Words hurt. We've been taught that, only sticks and stones, and no, words hurt. Words trigger people. Words can turn a simple conversation into a war zone, and you'll see all of a sudden people piling up. And the thing, as I said earlier, that even I admitted to, when you see your crew or your friend or your family member something popping off, you don't even ask to figure out who's to blame and why the pop-up. You joining in because that's your people. And before you know it, 4 people, another 4 people in a brawl. Those who played sports, anyhow, somebody, tackled the goalie in soccer. That was the end of it. I will have to be a replacement goalie one time because the goalie wasn't there, and I'm not a goalie. And the person came and my team, it got vicious. You don't go and tackle the goalie. That's like, there's rules of engagement and rules of conduct. And those of us who play sports, I've been in brawls. I remember the defensive right defender got tackled and she didn't have the ball and the ref wasn't looking. And the girl tackled her on purpose. And then it's like, on the ground. The whole team went and beat the girl down. She cried, and the ref did not red card or yellow card anybody because she deserved the beat down. And then he gave her the card for an illegal tackle and then out the game. I was on the sideline. I'm like, good, give her one thump in her mouth, rude. There's a code of conduct, but sometimes when you're growing up now and in the real world, that brawling thing ain't gonna work. It's dangerous. We all want to go home to fight another day. So let me see what happened. Um, yes, after the article of the staff scaring kids, I kept my baby home on Monday so he wouldn't have to see anyone with Matt. Oh, okay, yes. That's a wise choice. I think the macro was asking. No, 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 no. The macro, I think she's Monday was was a Hallow Eve, and kids are going to school with costumes. So I think she didn't want to have her child exposed to all that stuff. So that was a good plan. That was a good idea because I know each kid handle. But back to the article with the child. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm going off on another thing. But I dropped the link. If you guys want to come up, but some of you guys just want to listen. Most of you guys just want to listen to me talk. So hold on. I'm gonna try to go to 11. I watched it this morning. Let me find it. It was a community post, but then I linked to the video and I don't see it in my history. Give me a second here. I don't want to make up the information. I want you to Okay, I'm not seeing it in my history and I know I watched it this morning. So I'll have to just give you a summary. Let me check my phone because if I watch something it should be in my history. I don't know why it's not showing up. Well, I guess it was on the community tab. Oh Lord. Something happened at a school and it was a lady, a young mother, not young like but she's not, she may be in her late 30s, 40s. She's has a 4-year-old son and I'm not seeing it on my history. I probably should have kept it open. And he's nonverbal. And from what she was told, the teacher, he's in a special class for special needs children. And he goes to a school. Yeah, I'm in the library. I don't see it because I clicked on the link from a community tab. I'm not getting it. Yeah, it's not pulling up. I don't know why it's not pulling up. It should have been. Let me try the Google. What I do remember is that there's a 4-year-old child and he's nonverbal. And the teacher, she got a letter on Thursday, but the incident happened on a Tuesday, that the teacher restrained her child improperly. And she was obviously pissed, angry, whatever the word you want to use. And the teacher is on administrative leave pending an investigation. That part I can tell you accurately. If I find it, I'll put it in the description after this video with the links that I used today as well. And her child's nonverbal. She was talking to him and she said, like, did the teacher hurt you? And he's like, telling his mom yes and so forth. And again, she was upset that if something happens to a child and there was a improper hold or whatever the issue was, the parents should be notified the same day, not sent a letter 2 days later that the child's on the teacher's on administrative leave. Now, at the same token, I'm sympathetic because not sympathetic, but it's not an easy job to do by any means. And maybe some of our staff need to have proper rest time or proper counseling or just after work ways to help them cope and get through. So I'm not judging because it's not an easy job to do. And most parents have to deal with maybe one child that's special need. You're asking one adult or maybe, a teacher with some 2 aides or 1 aide to handle a whole classroom of special needs. So it's not right. I'm not making excuses for it. It's completely unacceptable. But I do believe that there needs to be steps taken so that adults don't get to that point in the first place. That's the first comment I want to make. As for the incident itself, that's not acceptable. You're talking about a child that's nonverbal. And it's hard enough people believing children in the first place, even when they are verbal. As many of you know, when they are verbal, they want to discount what they're saying. Oh, no, it didn't happen. So that's not really true. We need to believe what your kids are telling you and not discount what they're saying. And if your child is nonverbal, you need to really, I don't know what you can do, but you're gonna have to make sure you're checking and trying to find out if anything is happening when they're not in your care to make sure they're okay. Um, yeah. So just to let you know what's going on in these streets. So that story we talked about maybe a week ago or two, there's another story, and this child's nonverbal. So you just need to be talking to your kids. You need to, if your child has a complaint or a concern, you need to make sure you're escalating it through the proper chains and the channels. So this teacher has been sent home, or they call it administrative leave. I don't know if it's with or without pay. That also there needs to be some consequences for their actions when they're putting their hands on children. And that's all I'm going to really say about that. But if anyone has any comments about that, we can wrap that up. And you guys can, again, drop the link. You guys seem to be all hiding in the bushes. And just, we can talk about what we talked about already. You can add your feedback, or we can talk about anything else. How your weekend's going, what your plans are for fall. And I think I promised to show you guys the garden or lack thereof. So maybe I'll do that. I'll give 5 minutes for you guys to come up. Let me go get my water. My tea is finished, and now my throat is getting crackly. But if somebody wants to come up, or some buddies wants to come up, that's fine with me. And then we can I'll do a tour. Okay, so let me put my phone on, and I'll give a quick tour of how a fall garden looks over here, which is no garden at all. And I'm just getting all these notifications. It's crazy. As soon as you're on live, it's like everyone's messaging you. Okay, let me click my own link on it. Oh, that seed. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. That seed didn't. I don't know what happened to that seed, Nikki. The seed just. I don't know what happened. I need help with citrus because my citrus is not doing too good at all, and um, the even the sorrel is doing okay inside, but I'm seeing now some development of powdery mildew. So growing indoors, it's not that it's hard, but it has its own pros and cons. Yeah, and I think where I have it in the house, it's not. It's cool. It's cold. It's there's dampness. It's winter. I can't have the heat blaring all the time, so I am getting some challenges with. I am getting some challenges with the indoor gardening in terms of the plants that I brought in that are clearly tropical and citrusy. That is. Regular plants, not so much. I'm not having an issue, but tropical plants, yes. So I'm going to go into my live on my phone. I'm going to add my phone to the stream. Let me mute my mic here so that I'm not. Hold on. No, I'll mute the mic on my phone for now. And give me a second here. I'll show you guys the garden quickly. And so let me mute the phone. Okay, so I'm going to let my Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the garden. Whoops, you're hearing me echoing from the phone. Give me a second. And I'll go outside and show you what's going on. So let me take off the banner for now. And sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. Last time it wasn't this difficult. Okay, there's okay. Okay, I'm just trying to get away from the computer because it's feedback. Hold on. If there's feedback, let me know in the chat. Okay, so this is what's happening at the front. This is the purple cauliflower that is now cauliflowering. So that one was nothing. I think it's time to harvest it. I'm seeing some little, I don't know, patches on them, but this is my hand. Get in under the mesh. And it's about the size of my hand. So that's pretty good. Let me just check the chat quickly. You tell me if it's okay. I think you guys can hear me and see me, so hopefully that's fine. Okay. And this one was knocked over by the squirrel, but there is a small head inside, so that one I'm going to get a head from. And let me go to the back and show you the garden. Yeah, the cauliflower looked nice. Okay, you're hearing me. Okay, good, thanks. Because in the house, it's feeding back. This is a sweet potato. I have to dig it up. I don't know what's going on in there, but maybe I should dig up some of it now on camera. And then this is back here. It's a bit of a mess, but you know, this is what happens. I cut down all these plants. They aren't dead, but I have to transplant them. They never got planted yet, but they're not dead. And I'm smelling some skunk back here. Someone's like skunk. I don't know if it's skunk I'm smelling, but okay. This is an empty bucket. If you on my Instagram, you know that there's a critter in here the other day. You gotta check me on Instagram. The Swiss chard is okay. It's not, it's not. I can eat the inner leaves, so it's not dead. It's just, all the stuff is empty. This is compost. I harvested everything. There's some comfrey still there. I'm gonna just dry a few things. All the pots are empty. This is some regular green celery under the mesh. It's doing well. My lacinato kale is doing well. My fennel, I'm going to probably juice it today. I cut the tops off. The apple tree, no, sorry, it's a lie. It's a pear tree. Don't even know what I have. I had 2 pears on them. They were delicious. The cannabis is still there. Got to harvest that one. This is golden beets. I'm going to put this in the garage because they're still usable. All these pots now have been cleaned up. I have a hydrangea there, some flowers. I'm going to overwinter them. I'm going to plant some garlic, but I left the roots in this year of everything. Let me turn you. You know what? I'm in street, whatever. Sorry, guys. It may not be the best. I don't have my gimbal. I'm just showing you maybe the wrong direction, but I left the roots in this year for plants and see if that will help with the soil for next year. This is an okra. I don't know. I have some leeks, a lot of parsley. I'm going to juice some today with my green juice. All these pots are empty. I have some garlic and onions and leeks in some of these pots. That is some kind of echinacea. And this was the shiso. I harvested some seeds. The ones that are in the paper bag are fine. The ones in a container have already gone moldy. So I have to really work on my seed preservation game. All these pots are empty. I'm just gonna clean up the leaves and put the leaves in the garden. I tried to mow the lawn one last time, but the lawnmower decided not to work. These are all carrots that I'm gonna harvest, and there's some nice carrots, and the chicken coop has been closed off and done. This is gonna be the base to build like a tray to catch all their droppings. So this is gonna have a bottom and then be put under the built chicken coop. So I'm actually almost there now, finally. So it's gonna go under there and lift it up, and then all the droppings will go in there. I got my metal bin for the food. The wiring is all working, the plugs are working. All this stuff will be cleaned up. And I have to put some shelves in there, otherwise I'm not gonna have any storage. And everything is, falling, dying. I'm gonna chop all the flowers and all this stuff up and put them into compost. All of these plants, you cut them up and I mince them up and put them into the compost. That will add nourishment back. This is a whole bunch of thyme. I'm going to cut the rest down and dry them. My grass, you see, is too long, but the lawnmower decided to stop working. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Otherwise, I'm going to borrow my neighbor's. So I'm going to go back over here. Rain barrels that I have to set up. So let me go back here so I can see the sweet potato. Sorry, I'm not watching the chat, guys. I'm just talking. So, Urban, go to store and get. Yeah, I'm gonna get some garlic today. She sees. Yeah. So yeah, the parsley is lush. So yeah, I'm not watching the chat, guys, but let me just see what's happening in here. If I even got a sweet potato. I've been meaning to go in here and I haven't, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get pretty much nothing. I planted them late. And yeah, you see, it's the size of a finger. And I had a lot of attacks. Oh, well, you know what? Even a finger is better than nothing. So yeah, these are like literally fingers. I had a lot of some stuff eating down the sweet potato. And I have a couple of more in the garage, so I know I planted them late. So this is my sweet potato, guys. Growing out the box, I think mine is worse than yours, so I got you beat with small potatoes. So, they're not big, but I'm going to roast them in the air fryer same way. I'm going to cover that up for a moment because these animals are gangster. And then I'll put them inside and I'll use them for something. Food is food. I know that I can grow sweet potatoes, but the problem was I did start them late. I'm going to get some more of these buckets and put them in there because my potatoes and my sweet potatoes didn't have enough, maybe room. So I'm just going to clean up. I'm going to cover the furniture with covers, and then all that stuff there needs to be put away. And the mice are out in full effect. Oh my God, you want to see mice? I'm going to get the leaf blower and blow all of these leaves and then put them in the compost. Some I will keep on the flowers to help them overwinter. I have a rose bush. Okay, she's still okay. My one rose bush. So see, put some mulch around her and she'll be okay for the winter. This is my strawberry patch. As you see, this is not normal. Something's coming and digging it up. The cover is not on good enough, so I need to make sure it's covered because these squirrels will destroy my strawberries for the next spring. I'm going to mulch all this up so that again, this is the blueberry patch. This is how it looks. It's all dying back, changing color. I'm going to leaf all that up. This is the peach tree that I got that doesn't look like it's alive. So most likely in the spring, I'm going to take it back. And this seems to be a sprig. This was my zucchini patch. Looks fine. I let some of the stuff rotten, but maybe I might move these vines off because sometimes these cucumber zucchini vines put like powdery mildew and put stuff in the soil that causes problems in the spring. So I might move that. This bed is empty. I put some of the pepper
plants, cut them up. I'm going to put more leaves. Lots of nice leaves here. So all is free fertilizer. All here was grass, but now I put cardboard down. It seems to be all mud. So I'm just going to put some stones here. All these leaves, free. All those leaves, I'm going to put them into the garden beds. This is my greens here, guys. So you see I have cabbage and Brussels sprouts, and I have a kohlrabi down in there. You can see through the mesh. And I have a lot of leaves. This is a cauliflower, but no head. I'm going to fertilize. They're still doing well, even though it's colder here. I'm going to put some tarp over top. This bed had a lot of mushrooms. I'm going to put some more dirt. Probably put some garlic up here as well. And back here, this one had powdery mildew. The kale, it was a kale premiere. I ripped up all the leaves and I threw the leaves in the bag to go to the city. I don't want them in my compost because it's already contaminated. So that's going to the street. I'm not putting them in my compost. I did notice that there's a lot of the kohlrabi right there, if you can see her. Right in there. That's ready to take. I don't think she's going to get any bigger. I planted things in here too close, or I should have staked them up because it's overshadowing some other ones in between there, and they didn't get to grow very much. But look at these leaves in November, and it's been through about 2 or 3 frosts. So when they say something's cold tolerant, you check with somebody who lives in the cold. This Brussels sprouts hasn't had any Brussels yet, but they're the size of a pepper grain. So something's happening. And I got some chives. You guys know, you see this before. This is nothing new. This drum, I'm putting more leaves. I put some cabbage leaves. I'm going to fill it up. And next year, I'm going to plant in here once I put the soil on top. So all in here has been 2 years of mulch and leaves and breaking down. And if you look under here, look at that. That soil is from the leaves. Let me go get your shovel. So when they tell you to break down these, look here. That is from leaves from last year. All I did was put leaves in here and let them break down. And I pressed them down and I watered them down so they can press down. That's natural soil, not bought from no store. That's why I've been waiting so long, because I don't want to have to rely on too much. So leaves all back here, I'm gonna blow and rake them up, put them in that compost bin. This, I have mesh back there. You can see it's pushed. That means the animals have been coming in here through that source, even though I blocked it off. So hold on. Let me show you the compost bin. I found this for free on this curb, but nobody wanted it. It's free. So that's now pretty much empty. It was full to the brim. All of that's been broken down into soil. I have never taken out the soil as yet. I'm waiting till next year to start removing the soil. Uh-oh, the train's coming. But you guys can still hear me, I think, if I talk loud. Okay. And that's where you take the soil out from. You look there. Lots of soil, lots of worms, lots of microbial action. Let me check over here. So you see here, guys, we put a whole mesh here. Look at the mesh. Then push it. And I put a big old rock. These animals ain't playing. When I tell you that, I'm gonna put all kind of something. The only thing we need now is shotgun. Look at them. Let's stop coming here. Okay. So that stick took me. Got stuck up with a stick. My God, I got tore my leggings with a stick. Uh-oh, I did tear my brand new leggings. My God. And look at the birds for me clothes. I have my brand new legging. Look on the Berber. So I shouldn't come back here. And my good leggings I'm tear up already. My God. Struggle in this garden. I'm gonna have to go and stitch it shut. So that's the garden, guys. That's the fall. Leaves everywhere. And I will harvest one carrot for you guys to see. These are 3 different kinds of carrots. This one is the Oh my God. See, the signs always fade away. Can't tell you. Wouldn't know. I need better markers because these markers are garbage. That's Kaleidoscope. This is Red Cord Danver. Okay, let's check this one out. And the leaves fell in there naturally. Let's see what's going on in this one. Okay, about the size of a finger. Not bad. But you know, the nutrients in this carrot is way better than those big ones you get in the store. So I'll take this inside. I'm going to make some green juice. I'll put the top, I'll take off the bad bits and put that inside. So get this bucket. I'm going to take the potatoes. It's not hard to go sweet potatoes, guys. You just got to put them in on time. Now I learned my lesson. I know how I'll start them much earlier inside. This one doesn't seem to have anything. Oh, this one's a bit more. Yeah, they're not big, but I can tell you they're gonna taste good. And I'm gonna take the I'm gonna dump this whole pot out so I can get all the potatoes. There seems to be some more in there. So I'll dump all the soil out and I'll put it in another pot. There. The raccoons and stuff kept troubling, and the groundhog, as you can see, they moved the mesh and the blockage. Okay, there's quite a few little ones in here. So I got fingerling sweet potatoes, guys. And this soil is rich. I can smell that kind of moldy taste, and that's actually a good thing. That's microbial action going on. Okay. Next year, I'm definitely going to start my slips way early. And once I have them, I don't know, that's like a string bean. Oh, okay. Okay, seems to be okay. Cover that back up because I don't want them digging up my good soil and spraying it everywhere. And that's it. And I'm going to go inside and I'll get back on my computer. Just give me 1 second and I'll catch up on the chat. Bear with me.
Okay, guys. Okay, I have to get out StreamYard. That's the garden, the fall, which is not really a fall. We don't have a fall garden. It's like the cleanup and what's left, and I should show you the veranda. But same thing. I have brassicas on my veranda. Let me just blow my nose 1 second here. Sorry. Okay, thanks all for. I wasn't watching the chat, so let me catch up with the chat now. Anybody who came in, sorry if I missed you. I I wasn't watching the chat, but that's the garden, which has basically come to an end, and only the brassicas are left, Swiss chard, things that are cold tolerant, and some things are in the garage. The fig trees in the garage, my Negro Bordeaux. That's the only fig tree I have, and I have eggplant in the garage. But I'm gonna have to get a greenhouse because a grow tent in there because the light's enough, but not the temperature. Um, so let me go through the chat. Sorry, and quickly catch up to what I missed. Thanks for staying, guys. We're almost finished wrapping up. It's almost 2 hours. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to grow over here. Trying to do my best, learning as I go, learning from other people, and I'm also learning my own stuff. Yes, save the heat in the house, Psalms. That's for sure. Uh, yeah, I think I overwatered my indoor plants. I'm trying to only water 1 day a week, and every time I water, I am giving them some kind of liquid feed because I don't really know what else I should be doing, and I don't want them to not have enough nutrients. I don't know about heirloom collard green seeds. Is that even a thing? Is heirloom? Is there going to be heirloom? Isn't that a hybrid plant? I don't know. I think most of us shop at Baker's Creek, so I'm sure you can find something there. But if you want someone who's grown it for a few seasons and it's not, it's more natural. That's okay. So you're seeing the tour. Yeah, that's the first time I've grown purple cauliflower. I bought it from a nursery. So I don't have any seeds for it. The only thing I have is the purple sprouting one from Baker's Creek, which is not a head. It's a like a broccolini. So I'm looking to get some more of that. And there's nothing wrong with buying from starts from a nursery, especially when you're testing out a product for the first time. You want to even see if you like it. Just buy some starts. I buy them and I split them with my parents' garden. They get two, I get two. I see how it grows in ground over there, and I see how it grows in containers over here. Yeah, the critters messing up stuff. These things are the celery is good. I'm gonna have to cut them, and I have pink celery at the front. I didn't show you guys, but there's some pink celery. Hey, Coach Mary Ma, thanks for coming in. Oh, thanks, David. And I think he mentioned something about in ground, but let me catch up. The parsley is good. I'm gonna juice some today. I'm good. Growing indoors is difficult because the airflow isn't there. So you can grow indoors. I'm not saying you can't. There's some things you can grow indoors, but certain plants will flourish more if you have it in a grow tent where they have an air circulation and the light and the temp, like the whole gambit, which I'm striving to get. Um, yeah, the shiso, I have the seeds. I'm gonna harvest some more of those seeds back there because, again, guys, when you harvest your seeds, even though the plant is dry, and you put them in a container with a lid, mine were getting moldy. You have to let them dry again indoors properly. I'm going to buy some garlic today. No, I don't have any more garlic. All the garlic I planted in 2021, nothing. I got nothing. I got what I planted out there now. You'll see was scallions, chives, shallots, and leeks, and I'm going to harvest the rest of them. I have some drying in the garage curing, and I will use them to cook with. The garlic, none of them came up. Something dug them up, all kind of problems. So I'm gonna have to buy a whole bunch of red garlic and the other white garlic. I saw them. I'm gonna buy them today. I should have bought them already. And they have them when you after you cash out, then they're there, which is dumb. So I have to make sure I go pick it up first before I go through the store. And I'm gonna plant those this weekend. The garlic. I like to have my own garlic, and I have ginger in the house, and I'm gonna start planting turmeric. Okay, let me just quickly go through the chat. Oh, thanks, Psalms. I don't love the tiered garden. These mice be hiding all the crevices, but we need to get David over there to help. Yeah, I need to help finish building my chicken coop, man. But I think it's pretty much done. It doesn't look good, but it's okay. Yeah, sweet potato fries. Sweet potato fries. Exactly. But I know that I planted them late, and then when I planted them late, something ate the leaves, and when you eat the leaves off, it hinders the growth of the tubers. So it's okay. I cannot plant too much in ground. David, the soil is bad. It's clay. It's straight clay. The little patch that you see that I have, and then the raised bed. That's why I don't plant in ground. Even to dig a hole in my soil, you would need heavy machinery. It's that tough. It's that yeah. I would need to move somewhere else that has. Oh, hey, Lash, I didn't see you. Sorry, it didn't
No,
beep for
I
me.
just came.
Okay,
Sorry. Good
I'm
morning.
just catching up with the chat. Sorry, I'm way behind. Yeah, composted leaves, guys. Don't go. I'm gonna go out today with my bucket to my neighbors' houses because all the leaves have been raked to the curb for the pickup next week. And I'm gonna take all their leaves in my bucket and make some trips. I want to get the paper bag and pack up my bag with their leaves and put them all around in the beds, in the compost, to rotten out to make me soil for next year. I'm not spending as much on soil next year. Um, I'm not in Canada. I live in the Bronx. No, I'm in Canada. The train coming. Yeah, literally. See, that's why a lot of movies are shot here because it looks like Chicago or New York. You're in snow in Calgary? Oh, I don't envy that. Hey, GT. See you popped in there. Thanks for popping in. Hey, Happy Life. I don't know if I missed you earlier. But yeah, I was just giving you guys, we talked about a few things this morning. I gave you guys a quick tour of the garden. My garden basically is finished. It's just the brassicas. I'm going to harvest the sweet potatoes, which I just did, which is like a few fingers and toes. I'm going to cook them and eat them. They're going to taste good. The soil is looking good in my containers. And I've realized that I do have to fertilize more. I'm not talking about chemicals, but I have to give some liquid feed, banana water, or something into my containers because it wasn't getting enough food. That's why my cauliflower did not make a head until now, because now I'm giving it some more food. My uh in-ground garden, well, family's in-ground garden at my parents' house. So just a sidebar back to what David was saying. My parents' home is all in ground. We made raised beds to make it easier for us to garden there, but it's all in ground. So I do have access to growing things in ground, which is why I split things in half. I do half at their house and half at my house, and we figure out what works better on what circumstances, or we do both because there are some people who can only grow in containers. So I have to have an understanding of how to feed the soil and how to handle that. And I'm learning that based on doing it myself. So I need to put fertilizer in my buckets. I don't have enough natural compost. There's not enough worms in there, and there may be other things that are stealing the nutrients. So that's also good. So I do have access to an in-ground garden. My trees will not be going in ground because I want to take them with me, and I don't want to be. I will um get cuttings from the trees. I will try to make more trees for my trees, but they're all coming with me. When I get a piece of land that I'm want to, stay on and be like a homestead, then I'll put them in the ground or in some kind of greenhouse if it's a tropical tree. Cuz I do want to get some more tropical trees. Um I don't know if I missed anybody, so I apologize if I missed. But yeah, the soil is healthy. The soil smells moldy and musty. That smell, I can tell that there's things going on. I'm liking the no dig kind of method. Hey, Shar, I'm liking that. And I hope you guys thumbs up the video. I'm not really asking you to, but if you guys can make sure you thumbs up the video. Yeah, it's mild here right now, but I have some problems. My lawnmower won't start, so I'm gonna have to run and get a lawnmower, borrow one to go mow my lawn today. Put all those leaves and the grass in the beds so that they can rotten out. Greenhouses are a lot of work, exactly. But if you want to grow non-native plants in this community, oh girl, the mice. You've killed 8 so far. I've killed, well, I wouldn't admit to killing online, but some went missing from their family. Mice are a real problem. Yeah, I have to put some poison down as well, and I'm gonna have to get some more stronger one. They're not coming in my house. They're not moving over here. The purple, I don't know if it will taste different. First time I'm growing it, and this looks pretty to me. I like the way it looks. I don't have many videos, but I'm working on it. I'm getting some more out there. But yeah, there's some there for you to watch. A lot of lives, but some of the lives I'm walking through the garden and giving you a tour. Peppermint essential oil around your spaces. Mice don't like the scent. Okay, I'm gonna try something because I have lavender growing. I have mint. I have thyme. They don't like rosemary, and they're still coming in these streets, brazen, walking around like yeah. What? No, leaves are over here. I'm gonna be. I told you, going to my neighbors and taking all their leaves. Hey, Ruth in the GA backyard garden. Da, 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 da. Yeah, take the leaves, guys. If you want to practice a more organic way of gardening, take the leaves. You won't need so many chemicals. It makes good soil. Yep, you mulch the leaves with a lawnmower. Exactly. Yep, you're going to have some good soil. That is pretty much it for me. Unless somebody else wants to come up. I think latches got cut off. More than half of our trees still have leaves on them. Some went missing. Oh, some of the mulch went missing. Someone stole your. But yeah, guys, that's it for me. So today, my day is going to consist of borrowing a lawnmower because someone's not going to get by in time today to fix my lawnmower. So I can get all that cleaned up, raked up, put in the beds. I may have to use some of the leaves for chicken bedding until I get my supplies. The coop is pretty much now ready. The frame is built. I just have to put a bottom on it to catch the droppings and put the bedding in there. I contacted somebody last night. He's out of the way. I'm going to see about getting the chickens this weekend. Oh, hey, I didn't know you were gone, Angela. And yeah, the mice. Yeah, that's what she meant. The mice went missing. That's what she meant. Yeah, they went missing because some people be and sending PETA over here. Don't be sending no PETA over here. When you know how mice operate and how destructive they are, and squirrels, then come talk to me. They'll chew through your wiring and ruin thousands of dollars of stuff with their foolishness. So mice ain't welcome here. Squirrels ain't welcome here. And Miss Fatty Raccoon, Obese Denise is not welcome here. And George the Groundhog, he's also not welcome because they're not just eating the food. They're very destructive. Very destructive, and those who know how much it costs to get rid of these tree rats and these mice eating up your food, stinking up the house with urine and stinking up the place and making my good. Anyways, I've gone off on tangent, but yeah, that's what I'm doing, and I'm hoping to get the hens. I'm like, guys, like literally, I'm right there. Somebody put some hens on sale that are available for. They're 18 months old, but I found somebody else who has some that are 7-month old. So my family is leaning towards a 7-month-old one so that we can feed them and they'll start laying eggs in a few months. We don't mind doing that so that we can get a younger batch of hens. I'm trying to kill it. Call PETA. Exactly. Call them. They're gonna come for you, hands in the dirt. And next week, not next week, the 12th. 2 weeks from now, I may not do a morning live. I'm not sure. I may be in a course that day. If I'm in a course, I will update my community tab ahead of time so you know, and I'll change the time to later on. If I get into this course, we'll see if they have space. Oh, you rewound. Okay, you rewound. Okay, I understand, Angela. Yeah, the mice went missing. They go missing because over here people get upset when you start talking about, hey, learn to grow my own. My stomach is growling, guys. I need some food, obviously. I didn't break my fast yet. So I'm gonna have brunch. Yeah, people in my community are feeding, and then Shar knows people in our community. Because the reason why my purple cauliflower pot was knocked off the landing down the stairs to my car and almost mashed up my car was because the squirrel was trying to bury a piece of roti in the pot for, I guess, for a snack for later. And the pot got unstable and it rolled down the place and nearly mashed up my pot, mashed up my plant that I've been waiting for months to get a cauliflower. Like, you know, again, very destructive. They're not cute, they're not funny. They're very destructive. The wiring in your house, the wiring in your car, your lawnmower. I think my lawnmower is not working because of the mice. Because the last time I used it, a mice jumped out of it. And now when I turned it on, it was smoke was coming out, black smoke. The blade was all wobbly. I don't know what's going on. But again, it could be the mice. They go in there, they start chewing stuff, and then your equipment that costs not pennies, costs a good amount of money, is not working. So those of you, do not let mice be near your house. Get rid of them. Oh, the birds. The birds be after my blueberries. I got 2 this year, but it's okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. So the chickens are almost here. And I found some vendors that are not too far that sell the shavings, they sell the bag of food. GT, you can let me know. I found also they have the bag of alfalfa pellets that I'm gonna use to stretch my food. And they also have bag of pellets that are made from beet pulp and molasses. I was like, what? Because molasses is good for chickens and the beet pellet, the beet pulp. So if I mix that all together, not equally, but mostly chicken feed with a bit of that, a bit of the alfalfa, maybe a bit of bird seed kind of food. And if I ferment the food, I can make the food really stretch because I'm trying to make the food stretch. I hate the sound of mice chewing when you're sleeping. Ugh, I can't stand it. So the chickens are almost here. I'm gonna have to make a name for my crew. The cluck cluck. I don't know. I gotta make a cute little name for the little crew. I'm trying to get 4 hens. It may not be enough room for the 4, but we're getting 4 because there's 4 of us that are working together to do this. So I want like 1 egg per day each. I know people don't want to buy eggs because they want things for free. But if I have extra, they're gonna be for sale. They're not gonna be because I gotta recover the food costs and the care costs. Like nothing is free. I have to get a waterer. I do not have a chicken waterer, and I do not have the food dish. So I'm gonna have to maybe I'll use an old margarine container like Bacayad, because at this point I just need to get the chickens ASAP. So I'll get those other things a little later. And yeah, so I'm ready to go, guys. The chicken, like I'm almost ready to go, and doors have been open where people are selling chickens even this late in the season. So I'm thankful for that. So I'm gonna be able to move forward. Squirrels act like the fool. I'm telling you that you don't. Some people who all these animal rights people. You figure it out. These mice will destroy your equipment. Yep. Farmers who have tractors and stuff. It's not a joke, guys. And if you guys didn't thumbs up, please I haven't checked the thumbs up, but please thumbs up and like the video after the video is down. Just put a hey, how you doing? Like a comment. It helps the algorithm. Thank you to all who are watching the videos. The watch hours have gone up. I did make a playlist of just my lives for now. And if you guys don't mind running it's called UGC Lives. Just run the playlist. I'm almost at 2,000 watch hours, and I need 4. So I'm trying to really push that now. I put out a little quick video this week. So I'm trying to get some other videos out just to give you a heads up. Those videos may have been recorded from like the summer. So they're not necessarily current, but the information and the experience is still, still good to watch to see what I was doing and what was happening over here in the gardening streets and I went on some outings, which I'll show you. And you'll see all that. Let's see what GT is saying. Yeah, I don't know if you have the same options there, GT, but I know. And you know what I do? I juice. So the pulp from the juice, if you watch Lashes, like all that pulp from the carrots and the beets and stuff, I'm gonna use that in the chicken feed. It's like almost like pureed baby food kind of thing. I'm sure that they would like that, and that would be less waste. And then the fertilizer I'm gonna get from them, it's all full circle. Yeah, and Mother Clucker. I like that. Yeah, some kind of name. Like so, my crew has a name. Um, we don't have that at the Wally World here. Maybe in the ones that are more suburb, like more near the farmer areas, they would have them there. But the ones near me in the, like the city, not so much. So that's probably why. But they probably do have them. And as for rodents, the way that don't buy the sticky traps, guys, especially if you don't have the stomach to finish the job. I'm just trying to visualize comic because they're there on the sticky traps, and literally all you hear is squeaking. Can you imagine hearing squeaking? So that was my dad's job, and he would put them in a bag. And if you don't have the stomach for that, get the traps that do the job for you. Just a FYI for those of you who don't. Yeah, pigeons. Pigeons are annoying too, but we all have our our problems. I'm winding it up, guys. I'm sorry. Let me just catch it to the chat. Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna make some other playlists once I start dropping more videos. I'm gonna automatically start putting it in a playlist and then adding as I drop a new video. I'm gonna add it to a playlist. But that playlist will give me if everyone runs the live playlist. There's like each live's about an hour, so that's at least I would say 10 hours of time in those that playlist. So that would help. So thank you guys if you can help. I appreciate that. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for those who sent this week. I checked this morning, so I'm not always checking my email, but I saw a buy me a coffee. I didn't see a name, so I'll have to check who it was. But thank you if you're here watching the replay. Someone sent me a PayPal. Thank you. I appreciate that as well. As you know, I bought a mic, so hopefully you're hearing me better in the lives and other stuff. And I'm going to be improving my indoor gardening, which would include a grow tent and ventilation. So then I can show that on the video, add to the content, and also expand the garden. Because this indoor gardening and this powdery mildew, I don't know what's going on. And I need some more lighting for in here as well. But thank you guys for all your support. And I think, yes, you were mentioning juicing as well, GT. So yeah, use the pulp. I think they can eat everything. Yeah, I need to get a cat. We had a cat. I don't want an indoor cat again. That's the thing. I don't want a cat. They have a program with the city, and they may be available in the US as well, where they have a cat program with the shelters, animal shelters, and the animal is supposed to stay outside. And then you build a little house for the animal, or they provide the house, you feed them, and they're supposed to just stay in the community to use as to hunt and to keep the rodent population down. So that may be available in your city if you check. They're not indoor cats. They're supposed to be left wild as outdoor wild cats. I don't want another indoor. I do, but I don't. It's like if you're outdoor, you're outdoor. If you're indoor, you're indoor, because the vet and all the built, like it's a whole other, thing. I want like a farm cat, like a barn cat kind of thing. So I'm going to check with my city. They do have that program available if they allow that. It's in the pet supply. Okay, I'll check. I know maybe it is there. Maybe my Walmart is ghetto, so I'll go to another Walmart. I'll try another one. Mine is not a fully stocked Walmart. But I need some wood shavings. I'm gonna use a bucket with some sand and some diatomaceous earth for their dust bath, so that they can keep the ticks and all that stuff down, and then wood chips as well. The nesting box, I'm gonna put diatomaceous earth in there as well, and I think there's some herbs I can put in there to keep them from getting, insects and whatever other chicken issues they may have. They suffer too. Yeah, don't. They suffer too much. It's messy. You get stuck to the sticky. Don't do it, guys. Unless because the old school snap traps. Yep. Okay, thanks. I don't even know what I'm saying, but hopefully it's helping you, GT. But yeah, so I'm working on stuff. I'm researching stuff. You know, again, check each other out on the lives. There's channels here. You can type #urban and you can drop your link. Please drop your link because other people who are here are trying to find people to watch. The mods don't all well, my mods are not required to drop links. You would have to drop your own link to share your channel with other people. So please feel free to do so. That option is open for you to do that. It's not going to be open forever. Also, I am going to start doing subscriber mode only just because there's these bots that we're seeing in these streets. Thank God we didn't have a problem today, just a couple of trolls, but I am going to be moving towards that just to give you guys a heads up. I guess I'll put it for 5 minutes. And there's probably going to be a special event coming up soon. So on that live, I'll probably make it longer. You have to be subbed for longer. So just to give you a heads up. So make sure you're subscribed. I do like to leave it open for people to come in and visit, but there's been a couple of people who had too many problems with the bots and they actually just like took over and ruined the live. And you this typing nonstop in the live, and we don't want that here. So I'm gonna just tell you that from now. Once I figure it out, I'm gonna start putting subscriber mode on, as well as my some of my my colleagues here on YouTube. They've been doing that as well. It's just too much of a distraction and too much of a hindrance when you have these people coming and ruining the conversation with their foolishness. So yeah, drop your links throughout the chats. If I don't mention it, again, you guys can do that. It's set up for now. It's not going to be always forever, but for now, you are free to drop your links throughout the chat. If I'm having a special event or something, I will take it off for that day to keep, but always just type in your link, let people find you, and that will free up the mods to just focus on trolls and bots and stuff. Also, have a blessed week, guys. I hope you're doing well in your gardens. I'm in these streets watching everybody as much as possible. Oh, before I forget, on my channel, connect with each other and check each other out, but I don't promote no sub for sub. So if somebody's coming here and expecting that, just to let you know, I don't roll like that. Check people out. If you like their content, subscribe. If they like your content, the same thing, they'll subscribe, but we're not doing no sub for sub thing. This is looking for genuine connections. Have a great week. Have a blessed week. I'm watching everybody, so you'll see me commenting on your videos. Please support everybody as much as possible so we can all shine. We can all get monetized. I believe today is the chat on Hands in the Dirt's channel at 7 p.m. Next Saturday, the 12th, I see that the Everyday Life Ab and OCD is doing a live in conjunction with G Quat, and that will be at 12 noon. I understand Eastern time, but check her community tab for the announcement. On the 19th, I know for sure there's a live-a-thon that Tori's a part of, Weightlifting Geek, African Dreaming, Big Rooster, a whole bunch of people. I can't even remember all their names. On the 19th, I think we did some of it today as well, but I didn't know who and when and where. But the 19th for sure. I will see you next Saturday. Please keep your eye out for content that I'm dropping here and there and support when you can. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. And if there's anything in any articles that caught your eye, just put it in the comments on this video and I can talk about it next week. We can try to discuss it next week, or you can bring it up next week. Hey, Aratabe Gardens. I'm closing up now, but for those who missed it, hey, Crafty, watch the replay. Okay, thank you. If you can, watch the replay of what we talked about and see what you can, add to the conversation for next week. Blessings, peace, everybody. Take care.